A very good morning and afternoon to our NL Knowledge House working group members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to the launch event of the NL Knowledge House Indonesia in combination with the first collaboration dialogue. It's so good to see so many of you that have joined. My name is Wayne Johnson from Netherlands and University of Applied Sciences, and this together with me is Astrid Rehulina from NAFIC Southeast Asia, and we are your MCs for today.
We're so delighted to see everyone here because the NL Knowledge House is so proud to begin with this launch event and the first collaborative dialogue. The NL Knowledge House is a collaborative network that facilitates and enables the knowledge sectors in the Netherlands and Indonesia to act together and strengthen their collaboration. This network is based on a collaborative approach whereby members build a bridge between national political agenda and the needs of the knowledge sector. It also identifies opportunities for collaborations, research, and innovation, connects national and international actors of the education, research, civil society, and private sectors, and eventually becomes an entry point for collaboration.
This network consists of 16 Dutch institutions, and they are as follows: the Netherlands Association of Universities of Applied Sciences, the Universities of the Netherlands, the Dutch Research Council, the Royal Netherlands Academy of Arts and Science, Groningen Universities, RS Group, Erasmus University of Rotterdam, VU Amsterdam, Netherlands and University of Applied Sciences, Twente University, Saxion University of Applied Sciences, Wageningen University, Radboud University, Maastricht University, the Hague University of Applied Sciences, and NAFIC.
Now, not only the Netherlands parts, this network already has 5 Indonesian institutions that become a part of NL Knowledge House working group members. And they are Universitas Hasanuddin, Universitas Islam Negeri, Universitas Patimura, Polytechnic Negeri Malang, and Universitas Negeri Malang.
2023 marked the start of the first pilot of an NL Knowledge House in Indonesia through the collaboration within the members. The goals and objectives of this network is also closely aligned with the Dutch Ministry of Education, Science and Culture.
Now, together, NL Knowledge House Indonesia aims to strengthen and expand the network with national and international stakeholders in Indonesia.
We believe that by the end of today, the event of the Knowledge House Indonesia will have the aim to explore opportunities, especially in the light of the next collaboration dialogue in June.
To give a very quick overview, the NL Knowledge House is co-chaired by Indonesian and Dutch representatives. Representing Indonesia, we have Professor Muhammad Ruslin from the Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Faculty of Dentistry from Hasanuddin University, Makassar, Indonesia, and he becomes the co-chair working group. On the other hand, the co-chair working group from the Netherlands is none other than Professor Inge Hatter, Director of the International Institute of Social Studies from Erasmus University of Rotterdam. To kick off this launch event, we would like to kindly invite Professor Inge to share with us the NL Knowledge House pilot activities this year.
Thank you very much, Wayne and Astrid, for the introduction. And a very warm welcome to all of you, all participants, the guest speakers, the members of the NL Knowledge House. On my behalf, as co-chair of the NL Knowledge House, and also on behalf of my co-chair, Professor Muhammad Ruslin from Hasanuddin University, Makassar. We are both rotating co-chairs of the NL Knowledge House. The Knowledge House started in July last year, 2022, when we had one day of co-creation together, thinking about the NL Knowledge House and how and what could it look like if we join forces together with the Dutch Knowledge Institute and with Indonesian counterparts. What is special about the NL Knowledge House, and Amy, maybe you can first start the first sheet that was made. What is special about it is that you see all the 60 members down. They are contributing a small amount of money, I must say, for this first year of a pilot. Universities, research universities, University of Applied Sciences, some who combine it of applied sciences and also TVET, and then the other knowledge institutions who are there. Then there's a working group, there's a secretary, and then we are, as the rotating chairs there, we are accountable to the members of the Knowledge House. So in the working group, there are 3 members from the Netherlands and 4 members of the Indonesian university, already mentioned by Astrid. And the Dutch members are representatives of NWO, of the Free University, and NLHL Stenden. Then there's a secretary. They do most of the work, I must say. So by Nanya Purki, Inti Dinyasari, and Leander Eldering from Twente. And Inti and Nanya are from NUFIC, Southeast Asia. So what is special in it, we are all members and we actually contributing financially, but also in kind, in working and in contents. So the work by the working group and the secretary and the rotating chairs is all voluntary and rotating. So it's up to us actually as members to make this a big success. Now, some of the activities that are planned. So maybe go to the second one, Amy. This is the festive meeting of launching the NL Knowledge House together with the Dutch partners and the Indonesian partners, and followed immediately by a first collaboration dialogue. And I'll tell a bit more about that later, but in 2 weeks, 13th of June, there is another meeting that will be held in person at NWO in Utrecht. And is really looking at meeting each other, bringing people together and a kind of matchmaking as well. Then more collaborations are planned. As you can see, collaboration dialogues, each with an own emphasis. After the summer, there will be a session with Brin regarding request permits and data storage, for example. There will be living labs offered to the Dutch Universities of Applied Sciences, which are a great opportunity to build relationships with universities in Indonesia and for students to engage with business sector and to work on real-life business cases. Then in October, the usual annual winner meeting is there, the exclusive matchmaking. It's in the week of 10 of October, and it's exactly also the week that there is an NL trade mission to Indonesia on a renewable energy and climate summit in Indonesia. So in between there are the collaboration dialogues. And then at the end of the year, actually, we will have an evaluation. So that starts a bit earlier. It's a real first pilot year and really built by us together as members. So depending on the evaluation at the end of the year, we will see what can be done after that. And I have great hopes for that, of course. Now, for today, the formal launch, so a happiness that we are established. It's the first NL Knowledge House. Then you will learn a bit about Campus Merdeka. That's a program of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. And it facilitates students to learn practical knowledge and acquire valuable skills for their future careers. You also learn about ISMA, that's in one of the breakout rooms, the Indonesian International Student Mobility Award that enables Indonesian students to gain experiences in international academic and cultural activities. So it's also about not only the exchange from Netherlands to Indonesia, also the other way around. And then we have discussions in the breakout rooms, one on educational collaborations, co-creations, and one more on the research collaborations. And each of you already registered, I'm sure. And it will be really about sharing experiences, sharing expertise, discussing maybe new possibilities. And that's what the NL Knowledge House wants to do. Wants to co-create, wants to collaborate, wants to facilitate an initiative and make initiatives to let our collaboration be a great success. I hope you have a great morning in the Netherlands and a great afternoon in Indonesia. Very warm welcome again, and hope you will enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Hitte, for that great introduction and overview of what's already taking place. And we're excited about the plans for the future. Over to you, Astrid.
Absolutely. We are looking forward. This launch event really commemorates a wonderful step between the two regions. And so to commemorate this event further, we are actually happy to show the attendees here a kind remark from Professor Nizam, the Director General for Higher Education of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. However, he's actually unavailable to attend for today's event, but he was kind enough to share with us a recording of his kind remarks. Let's see it together. Okay, let's give it another minute. I think that video is almost there. There it is. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Semangat pagi, salam sehat, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning, Guten Morgen. Excellency, Prof. Inge Hatter, Co-Chair Working Group of NL Knowledge House. All participants to this very important and very interesting meeting today on the NL Knowledge House and its initiative in Indonesia. First of all, I would like to appreciate and congratulate NL Knowledge House for its initiations in establishing stronger collaborations between Netherlands institutions, higher education institutions, universities, and research centers with Indonesian universities and research centers. Of course, that initiative is very much welcome. In this occasion, please allow me to share the current development of current transformation in Indonesia higher education system. For your reference in establishing a stronger collaborations between Netherlands universities and research centers with Indonesian higher education institutions especially. As we all know, we are currently facing a world of change, a world of very dynamic development, where everything is very volatile, very vulnerable, uncertain, complex, and full of ambiguity. The predictability and complexity of the future is no one can fathom on. Therefore, we have to prepare our students as the talent pools for the future, to make them more agile, to make them more flexible in adopting and adapting to the future needs. Through transformation in our education system, through emancipated learning, in which we move from prescriptive learning in silos, into more flexible, collaborative, and relevant, meaningful learning. How we do that? By providing students opportunities to take multidisciplinary subjects, as well as to take real-world experience through experiential learning. So this emancipated learning, in which student has choice, has options to prepare their path to their future, is the foundations of our higher education institutions transformations, giving the autonomy, giving the freedom for students to decide on their path, to prepare their future by giving them the foundations of their knowledge, science, know-how in the foundational states, while at the same time giving them the opportunities to do experiential learning, as well as to take courses, competencies from various disciplines. Out of their 8th semester in university, they have the opportunities of 3 semesters out of their study program, so away from the silo approach in the past. And for that, we provide them with various pathways for them to take the experiential learning. It can be through student exchange, as we did through ISMA, for instance, and also national student mobility, internships in industries, internships in workplace, whatever professions they aspire to be, to become a teaching assistants in remote schools, to develop their competencies as well as the applications of their knowledge on real situations. And research assistants for those aspire to be researchers, humanitarian activities, entrepreneurships, micro-credentials, or independent studies and community empowerment. Last year, we sent close to 100,000 students outside of the university. And we take, for instance, the response from both students as well as from the recipients of this emancipated learning program. For instance, in these internships and independent studies, many of the students, most of them say that it's very relevant to their future and recommended the activities to their younger cohort in universities. ISMA, International Student Mobility Award, almost 100% say that this is a very relevant programs for the futures and recommend it to their juniors. And Kampus Mengajar, campus course teaching, this also highly recommended and relevant to the future of the students. And for the Pertukaran Mahasiswa Merdeka, that's in-country student mobility, also relatively highly recommended and relevant to their future. There are also other programs like Wirausaha Merdeka, which is still in progress. So in the past 2 years, we already sent 180,000 students through national programs on the emancipated learning, through MSIB, ISMA, Kampus Mengajar, Wirausaha Merdeka, Praktisi Mengajar, bringing practitioner, professional to the classroom, and also Pertukaran Mahasiswa Merdeka. And also, universities can develop their own emancipated learning program, and it has been attended by almost 250,000 students to go out of campus through emancipated learning program developed by each universities. So almost almost 500,000 students already go outside of campus to really learn and develop their competencies. And what is very interesting and glad, we are very glad to see the results, because it has been implemented for almost 3 years now. We have seen the first cohort coming out from universities, and we compare their time to employment. The students, graduates that already experienced through emancipated learning programs has a very much shorter waiting time to the labor market, while their first salary is more than double compared to the average student that do not take the emancipated learning opportunities. So this is very encouraging results. And to support that, the government funding is also transformed to accelerate the transformation in our higher education system. First is through key performance indicators, where we ask the rectors, this is the contract of every public university rectors with the government to implement the Kampus Merdeka, and for that we gave them incentive based on their achievement in implementing the programs. And secondly, through matching fund to engage closer between industries, universities and industries to accelerate the downstreaming of invention, innovation from university and make university research to be more relevant with the need of the society, with the need of the development, with the need of the industries. At the same time, to upstream the industrial problems, societal problems to become research agenda at the university. And third, competitive funding for competitive Campus Merdeka program. So this is for individual university to develop their own emancipated learning program. And for that, we provide a competitive fund. And for the National Emancipated Learning Program, the Campus Merdeka program nationally, we put a lot of resources for transporting students from Papua to Aceh, so and also abroad. And for research, we shift the paradigm from supply push toward demand pull. So to make research to be more relevant with the need of the society, with the need of the nations, with the need of the industries and the economy and social development, we developed a platform called Kedarika to matchmaking as a matchmaking platform between industries. This is in a very broad sense. Do not look in industry as the manufacturer or the hard industries, but it ranges from local government, even micro enterprises into multinational companies. So basically, we bring closer the professional world into the university academia work. So through this platform, what we do is we match any initiative from partners that commits to do research with university. We will match the commitment with the same amount. If the partners provide $1, we will provide $1 as a matching. If the partners provide $1 million, we will match with $1 million as well. So this double the research resources for universities in partnership with its partners to accelerate the achievement or the target, achieving the target of the research. And we give priority on 5 areas. One is the clean economy, any research that is aimed at future more sustainable economy, whether that is on battery, that's on circular economy, or whether that is on more sustainable and conservative use of natural resources can be prioritized. And on blue economy, given Indonesia, 75% of its region are water, and digital economy, which everyone now is moving toward, and health and medicine, and last but not the least, tourism and creative economy, given we have 17,000 islands and hundreds of volcanoes, rainforest, biodiversity, mega biodiversity on land and in sea. So these are 5 priorities that we give priority for research, and we encourage research, multidisciplinary research, like clean economy ranges from social sciences through all the way through hard sciences, and also the other priorities. And for collaboration opportunities, we really welcome any initiative for collaborations, such as the NL knowledge sharing today. We welcome World Class University to operate in Indonesia, and we also encourage university consortia of universities from the Netherlands and Indonesia to work together on a thematic research. Is very much encouraged, and we will support that through many schemes that we have, either through Kemdikbudristek or through LPDP. And joint degree, double degree, joint program, joint supervisions can be part of this university consortium collaborations. Joint research and publications, of course, this is a very simple thing to do, and we very much encourage for the partnerships to work on. And student and staff exchange, both directions, reciprocal, we are very much encouraged that to happen. And curriculum development for joint programs, joint degree can be facilitated. And sabbatically for professors, scholarship for students, both for undergraduate, masters, and PhD, preferably through double degree and joint degree programs or joint supervisions. Micro-credential or short courses and training abroad is also possible to be funded through Indonesian Endowment Fund. Joint research facilities, we can establish research facilities in Indonesia, given the mega biodiversity both in life resources as well as in physical resources in Indonesia, from disaster mitigations to conservations, from deep sea creatures to mountaintops lives. So internship in industries also very much appreciated, and other academic activities, of course, can be established. So with that, I conclude my presentations, and once again, I welcome the NL initiatives, knowledge initiative, to strengthen the collaborations and deepen the collaboration between Indonesian universities and Netherlands universities. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om, Santi, 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 Om.
All right, I hope everybody was truly inspired by Professor Nizam's remark. That was a very detailed remarks, but he has showed us a list of programs that are being held in Indonesia and collaboration opportunities for the two countries. Now that was a wonderful and very insightful information that we've just had.
Thank you very much. Yes, I agree with you, Astrid. But next we have Mr. Gerbert Kunst, the Director of International Policy of the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science, to deliver this perspective of the ministry. Mr. Gerbert Kunst, over to you. I believe we're just trying to get him into the frame.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much for the introduction, esteemed colleagues. It's a great honor for me to join you this morning in the Netherlands, in the afternoon in Indonesia, for this opportunity for having the sort of launch of the Knowledge House. I think it's a great opportunity for Indonesia and the Netherlands, and I was very grateful for the speech of the Director General. And I think this was also one of the outcomes of the mission of Minister Dijkgraaf last year, when we had our first knowledge mission with the focus on Indonesia. And I would like to underline that we really feel that our relationship is very special. And even the camera is now, so that makes it all a bit better, I hope, at least for all of you. Just to stress that we have a special relationship, of course, with Indonesia and all the colleagues in Indonesia. And you might know our International Knowledge and Talent Strategy we launched end of 2020. And I think here you will notice that we have a broad strategy for future cooperation in research and education. And I think here you can see that Indonesia was our first goal of the mission for our first knowledge mission. And we also launched our education and science attaché, Yvonne Klerks. She started this year, and we are very hopeful that this will also be a good and beneficial element to our relationship. But for today, of course, more importantly, we are talking about the Knowledge House, the NL Knowledge House. And I do have the good memories of our sessions last year in July, when we really had an effort to make it a sort of team NL approach, but also an integral and I would say a great collaboration with all the Indonesian partners. So I think the Knowledge House, the NL Knowledge House, is also a cooperation between the Netherlands and Indonesia. And I think we are really looking forward to find the good synergy between our attaché, Yvonne, and this Knowledge House to really work together to get the best out of our collaboration. I think, and I do see that there are so many universities, University of Higher Applied Education, and I suspect even other partners are now into this pilot project. And the good thing is that we even feel this is maybe also an example, a sort of first, where we'll see the benefit of this cooperation, because we've sent a letter to Parliament together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and their knowledge more in general were mentioned. And here again, this NL Knowledge House in Indonesia was mentioned as the example, and we will of course love to see the results and evaluate the results, and are looking forward to work on those results. And well, I see that we are here, I think thanks to all the efforts of all, have a very successful approach. But I think for today, this is what we wish for as Ministry of Education, Culture and Science, that we can continue the collaboration with our Indonesian counterparts and of course with all the members of the NL team, if I may say so. And we're really looking forward to come to next results. For example, in the fields of biodiversity, cultural heritage, water management, and so many other fields, because we have so many strengths, and even together we can achieve more. So thanks again for this opportunity, and I wish you all a wonderful start, successful start of the Knowledge House. Thank you.
Thank you, Herbert, for those words. I think it's important that we reflect on the fact that this is a great opportunity for all Dutch and Indonesian institutions. And I think I really like what you said, Herbert, that this is going to be an example for future collaboration, for future partnerships in different parts of the world. So there's a lot of good things we can do as a result of this collaboration. Over to you, Astrid. Thank you, Herbert.
Absolutely. Now, with that being said, this network actually deserves a logo that enunciates its objectives and goals. Now, the NL Knowledge House members are actually very excited to reveal a launching video of the NL Knowledge House Indonesia, and we're here to present it to you.
In 2020, the Dutch Ministry of Education, Culture and Science, or OCW, presented the International Knowledge and Talent Strategy, or IKT. This was the beginning of a transition, which includes a new diplomatic network of education and science attachés at embassies worldwide, allowing for a more strategic international positioning of the Netherlands in the fields of education, research and science. The beginning of the proposition of an NL Knowledge House, a network form of collaboration that will facilitate and enable educational institutions and other knowledge institutes in the Netherlands and abroad to act together. Where knowledge builds collaboration and collaboration builds knowledge. The physical representation of the Dutch knowledge sector is led by the sector itself. The NL Knowledge House will work in alignment with the education and science network of OCW and other relevant Dutch representations and in support of the goals of the IKT. It is a model that is led and carried by its members. Each member brings their own individual contribution. It is a combination of these members that allow for a strong network. It has representation in several regions that are of strategic interest to the knowledge sector. It builds a bridge or brokerage function and platform through the interactive linkage between the national political agendas and the needs of the knowledge sector. Also, the NL Knowledge House identifies opportunities for collaboration, seeks for new contacts, and guides on behalf of institutions. It identifies opportunities for research and innovation. It connects national and international actors in education, fundamental and applied research, civil society, and the private sector, in alignment with the government and education attaché network. The NL Knowledge House offers an entry point for institutions and individuals to land in the region. In July 2022, the OCW organized a knowledge mission to Indonesia, in which several knowledge institutions took part. During this mission, the NL Knowledge House concept was discussed and the first guiding principles and building blocks for the NL Knowledge House Indonesia were explored. Institutions indicate the wish to strengthen and expand their networks with national and international stakeholders in Indonesia. 2023 marked the start of the first pilot of an NL Knowledge House in Indonesia.
Now, we hope that you've enjoyed the short animations that we've just had that summarize the background behind NL Knowledge House. Now, to illuminate us further on potential collaborations that we can have between the two regions, our next distinguished guest is none other than Assistant Professor Dr. Junaidi, who is the head of internationalizations of Campus Merdeka, Project Management Office from the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. He will share with us a brief introduction on Campus Merdeka. But Junaidi, the screen is yours.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, but all right.
Hi, hello, Astrid. Hi. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning, guten Morgen, and very good afternoon to colleagues in Indonesia. So first of all, I'd like to say a warm welcome to Professor Inge. Congratulations for being the co-chair of NL Knowledge House. And also I'd like to give remarks to Professor Nizam, the Director General of Higher Education, and to Mr. Gerbert Kunz, the Director of International Policy from the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. First of all, allow me to congratulate to you all for the launching of NL Knowledge House. It's a very beautiful opportunity for the academics from both countries to collaborate in this knowledge house. And this afternoon, allow me to give you informations or overview about Campus Merdeka Emancipated Learning. Some have been presented or informed by Professor Nizam, but I'd like to go a little bit further to the Campus Merdeka program, as well as two successful programs which I think would be relevant for you to develop opportunities for collaborations. So allow me to give the presentations. Right. So if you could go to the next slide, please. So as you can see, the students, the happy students in the pictures, there are ISMA students, ISMA awardee who went to Netherlands, I think last year. Right. So Merdeka Belajar, as Professor Nizam has mentioned, the undergraduate student has 8 semesters to do. And then in the 5 semesters, they would study inside the study program. So with the flexible learning, the Campus Merdeka program offers 3 semesters for them to develop their interests as well as acquire valuable skills for their future career. So there are different activities that we provide or develop for the students in order to develop themselves. And these the programs are credit-bearing programs. Next slide, please. So if you see, since 2020, the Campus Merdeka programs allows and encourage students to obtain experience. So not only the knowledge, but also the soft skills that they get. So we have already had 6 successful programs, magang, internship, that is internships, and independent study, the MSIB. By doing this, the students will get opportunity to do internship in companies in Indonesia, as well as doing micro-credential or professional courses in world-class organization. The second one is, ISMA. It's a very successful program as well. It's a study abroad for 1 semester at world-leading universities, including from the Netherlands. The ISMA program is unique because it gives an opportunity for transdisciplinarity. So students can take courses outside their study programs, about 3 to 4 courses. The next one is Campus Mengajar, that is Campus Goes for Teaching. The purpose is to improve literacy and numeracy of elementary and junior high school students. So this program enables our university students to go to different schools in Indonesia to teach. The next one, as you know, is Tukaran Mahasiswa Merdeka. The purpose would be on the multiculturalism and tolerance. So we would like to see our students to get a better understanding or a deeper understanding about the diversity of our country. The next one, this is also new but successful program. It's a Praktisi Mengajar. We bring practitioners to the class. So they come to the class with their knowledge, and then they share the experiences from their perspective. So this would enrich the learning process of our students. The last one is Wirausaha Merdeka. So we collaborate with about 17 universities in Indonesia, so which provide entrepreneur program from for the awardee of Wirausaha Merdeka. Now, the Campus Merdeka programs, if you could go to the next slide, please. The plan for the emancipated learning programs is to create a model for independent learning. So this is the kind of plan for the emancipated learning. So we would like to see universities in Indonesia to continue the programs or create their own independent programs, similar to the models that we have in the Campus Merdeka program. So from 2022 and 2023, we hope that more and more universities in Indonesia could collaborate with their counterparts abroad and develop programs that would benefit their own students, so they could create the program independently. And by 2024, we hope this practice of doing 2 semesters outside campus becomes the norm in our universities. So this flagship program could be the alternative for studying outside their study programs. Next slide, please. Now, it's been a very successful program since we launched it in 2020. More than 475,000 students have participated, and more and more campuses are doing the program independently. So if we could go to the next slide, please. Right. So the internship and professional courses has attracted more than 130,000 students, and they experience this with more than 2,800 partner institutions in Indonesia. So the characteristic of this internship program is that they spend about 4 to 6 months, and they are doing real case study or project-based learning in the company. So this is very successful and very useful, as Prof. Nizam has also mentioned in his presentations, that more than 90% students recommend this this program. The internship program is so successful, and that we are thinking about developing this program into the next level. So in the MSIB program, the students are doing internships in Indonesia, but we are also developing a program in which the students can do the internship abroad. And I think this is the opportunity for a knowledge house to collaborate with us as well as with other universities in Indonesia. Next slide, please. Right. So for that, we expand the highly successful program to the international level. So this is the work in progress. So we plan to launch the global internship and professional program, in which the students, about 300 of them, will join the program in the next semester. So the program, the undergraduate and vocational students could practice what they have learned in the classroom. They gain better understanding of industry, so they get experience work culture in different countries. So we open collaboration with partner institutions, top 100 in their country, this company that offer work in projects, and also gain offer international work culture for our students. Next slide, please. So in these programs, we also have the professional courses. So the first one is the global program, internship program. The other one is entrepreneurship bootcamp. So in this program, students will gain a better understanding of entrepreneurship, immerse in the partner university entrepreneur ecosystem. We build a connection with like-minded entrepreneurs and so on. So this is an opportunity for university in Netherlands as well. If you have programs for these entrepreneurship bootcamps, then you can collaborate in this program. Now, let me continue with the successful program that we have in Campus Merdeka, that is ISMA. Next slide, please. So ISMA is very successful. We started in 2021. Now we have students. We started with about 1,000 awardees. Now it's more than 1,800. So the ISMA programs is offered for the undergraduate as well as vocational students. So later in the breakout room, Dr. Rahmat Sriwijaya, who is the director of the ISMA now, will explain further about the ISMA program. I think the uniqueness of the ISMA program is it allows our students to do to take courses outside their study program. So for example, the engineering students, they can study communication, humanities, or business, and vice versa. The humanities students, they can take courses in engineering, in sustainability, or in other field of study. So and it's very interesting and very I'm very happy to see that more and more universities are participating in the ISMA programs. Next slide, please. Now, for the ISMA program, as well as with the Campus Merdeka, we encourage students from all over Indonesia, as long as they are registered in as a student in the ministry. So they can apply to the program. So with the ISMA program, more than 8,000 students from 31 provinces have applied, and hopefully more and more students will participate in this program. Regarding the ISMA, we also invite partner universities who are already partners of ISMA or the future partners of ISMA to collaborate with our universities in Indonesia. So you could send your students to our universities for a short student exchange or summer programs. And then this is the purpose, another purpose of the ISMA program, to encourage two ways, inbound and outbound student mobility. So I think this is a great opportunity for this knowledge house to discuss the opportunities with Indonesian universities. Next slide, please. So the impact of the program, as you can see, and as Professor Nizam has mentioned, it's very very interesting. So if you see the national average, it takes about 4 months, and then the other programs, even like ISMA and MSCB, it's a shorter time. And in terms of the salary, we are happy that they have a very good salary here. Next slide, please. Right. So if you look at the data, more than 500 universities reported their independent implementation. So this is a very interesting to look at. This shows that more and more universities are developing independent learning or emancipated learning as part of their programs. And we hope that these programs will continue with more and more universities. As you know, in Indonesia, we have more than 4,000 universities. So we hope this will become a common practice to offer students, their students, with different programs like in the Campus Merdeka program. So for that, I think I will end my presentations about the Campus Merdeka program by saying that this program is a breakthrough, and it offers opportunities for our students to study abroad, and also it enables our university to collaborate with other institutions abroad. So for that, I would encourage and welcome the future collaboration between member universities in the NL Knowledge House.
All right.
Thank you very much for your kind attention.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Junaidi, for that thorough presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have enjoyed the official launching event of the NL Knowledge House. We thank you for your kind participation at today's event, and we're mostly elated to have you here with us.
Yes, the next session is the collaborative dialogue, which is open for NL Knowledge House members and the Indonesian institutions. In this session, we will allow the members to brainstorm ideas on the means of collaboration with Indonesian institutions, and in particular in preparation for the next collaborative dialogue.
Now, for this session, we would kindly ask you to leave the webinar and go to the lobby. You can actually leave through the red button at the bottom of the screen, and do not end the meeting, do not end the webinar or leave the webinar, but just leave and go to the lobby. And after that, there will be 2 sessions that you will see. One is the education ambitions, and the other one is research ambition. Most of you have registered to this event and chosen your breakout room. So we sincerely seek your kind participation to actually join your registered event.
Yeah, and that concludes the launch event of the NL Knowledge House Indonesia. Thank you all for being here. It's also a place, as you've heard, where knowledge builds collaboration and collaboration builds knowledge. See you again next time. Thank you very much.